All right, everybody. So I think the last update, I'll do like this. I think the last update, yeah, basically we got everything done and we were just supposed to turn the key and everything was supposed to just magically come awake. And I had a leak, so I fixed the leak. So it turns out if you don't tighten your AN fittings, they're gonna leak. So we got up in the air, pulled everything out, and luckily there was plenty of room to access it. I just hadn't tightened it down, which is probably one of the problems with these long projects. I'm sure you guys don't want to see me, so we'll just flip over here. So I went underneath and tightened that guy and put everything back. No big deal. But boy, am I in it, having a hard time. So right now we are. So we went through. You guys remember we went through the harness. We trimmed it all up, made it nice, made it fit better, much better now. But now it no worky. so yeah, we're just fighting and fighting things. So what's going on? I have no idea. I don't really know, actually. So, I get intermittent crank signal. I get intermittent spark. Something's going on, which is fine. So there's times when I've never had a project not do this. So every time I finish a project, there's always, something that needs to be figured out at the end of it. And it's always the same. You always just want to turn the key and have everything, zoom to life. And, the more shenanigans you get into, the more complicated it gets, the less unlikely it is that that's going to happen. So we've done a lot of stuff, and that's fine. And, there's times you just feel like laying down on the cold concrete and crying. And maybe I did that once for a couple minutes, but you get over it because it doesn't really fix anything. And this is where you get the learning done. This is where you learn stuff. So I've gotten to the point at this point where I don't get super upset when things like this happen. It's just another learning opportunity. And I've already learned how to test injector pulse widths, what side to check the injector on, why you're checking it on what sides, how the pulse width works in the computer, how to check that, some system diagnostics, how to see stuff. So I'm learning all kinds of stuff. So I'm not terribly upset. The only thing that's kind of a bummer is my buddy's trying to get his car in here so I can do a turbo manifold for him, and I need to get this thing running so I can get it out of the way. So I'm not terribly upset about that. All weekend I've been on my own. It's limited what you can do. It's been hard to check things like the timing or anything that's got to do with the engine on and cranking. So yeah, I got a buddy coming in, so maybe it'll be easier, and we'll just get out the old multimeter, and we're just going to start checking a lot of things. But that's how it works. You just got to, drill down on it, and this is part of it. So it's not all, just buy parts, bolt them on, pull the trigger, and celebrate your successes. A lot of it's just nugging through relatively difficult stuff and trying to teach yourself, which is hopefully what you're in the sport for. If you're doing this thing, hopefully you enjoy it, you enjoy the mechanical stuff about it. So that's where we're at. We got to get this guy figured out, sorted out. We got something going on with the cranking signal. So like I said, we'll get our multimeter out and check, and I ordered some tools to do some other stuff that I couldn't test for. So we'll just start kind of hunting it down a little bit at a time, checking sensors, and I already did a data log, opened up, and anything that was weird, I wrote down, like the air temp is 200 PSI, my fuel pressure is 17 PSI. So obviously I got some settings wrong in there, and I just went through and wrote this stuff down, and we're just going to walk through them and just start knocking out, like the flex fuel sensor didn't work, it works now. So we just, one thing at a time, we'll just get it all kind of sorted out until, hopefully it fires up, and hopefully we haven't done too much damage to the engine in the meantime, just cranking the bejesus out of it and our poor starter motor. Yeah, so if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, guys. But this is where we're at, and I just want to share with you guys, because this is the reality of stuff. It's not always roses. Sometimes it's bloody knuckles and nights thinking about every possible thing. So we'll get it together. But this is where we're at, and sometimes when you bang your head up against the wall, so I've been showing you guys this whole thing, oh, look how easy it is to do this harness, and it should have been. I just basically trimmed back the wires and put them back there, but maybe I messed something up, and that's part of learning this stuff too, is diagnosing it. So not terribly upset, a little bit, but you get over it, and when it gets running, it'll be gorgeous. It'll be fun, and it'll be glorious. So, yeah, this is where we're at. This is the real deal. The real talk, guys. So if you want to help, you can always head over to Monkey Fab Garage, monkeyfabgarage.com, and pick up some stuff. And we'll throw it right at this. Thanks, guys. Bye.